Well, here we go, bout number 2 this evening and the Blackpool Winter Gardens. I've got to apologise, I have actually got a co-commentator with me, Lee Whitehead, and we've had some technical issues and we're aware that his mic's either been in and out or not working at all. We're working on that and hopefully you'll be able to hear him pretty soon.
Hopefully, Darren, it's working.
If you can't, don't worry, I'll keep you company as we go through this 6-round bout between Sean ARKWRIGHT and DZMITRY ATROKHAU. ATROKHAU from Belarus, 16 wins, 19 losses, 0 draws. He's only been stopped once, and that was all the way back in 2018, so he's a tough cookie. And ARKWRIGHT has got some good support in here, just like the Liverpudlian fighters always do. There's plenty of Scouse accents around the Blackpool Winter Gardens.
Yeah, nice left up by ARKWRIGHT.
ARKWRIGHT had said in an interview with Lee Hogan that he had been guilty of being a bit over-eager, just chucking too many shots and going for it, just trying to take his opponent's head off, and that was before the fight before last, and he looked more in control in the last fight, not only of the fight but of himself and his stance and his style and the way that he was doing things, and we're seeing a lot more relaxed style here.
Yes, certainly, Darren. In his last fight, he fought Jake Bray at the Grand Central Hall. I was there, yeah, commentating it. He easily beat Bray. That's him back, maybe a little, you know, boxed well. Shot by ATROKHAU.
And that was a good overhand left from ARKWRIGHT, which just landed on the temple of ATROKHAU from Belarus. ARKWRIGHT really controlling the pace of the fight in the southpaw stance with those dark navy blue shorts and gloves and boots to match, as he just feels his man out with that jab, keeping him at bay and then letting them shots go when he feels he's in the right place to do so.
Yeah, referee for this one, A-star Steve Gray. ARKWRIGHT with the Everton colours on. We're back.
And I've got to say, this is the most relaxed I've seen ARKWRIGHT box, as even when his man is trying to tie him up on the ropes, he's very, very chilled out and just doing the right thing. But he did get caught there with a jab from the man from Belarus, and they're the shots that you've got to be careful of. And now both of them are throwing some good shots back at each other, and this is the sort of thing which can wake a fight up, is a shot like that, Lee.
Yeah, nice little duel there. He's shot into life in the last 5 seconds, and we're back on.
Sometimes these types of fights do need an injection of life, and sometimes what that means is someone being hurt or someone feeling a shot to their boots and thinking, cool, I better do something here. And I think that's probably what we saw there. No, by no means do I think that ARKWRIGHT was necessarily hurt or he was in danger, but it certainly woke him up and made him start to throw a few shots. If you were the coach in the corner, what sort of information would you be feeding him now? I know we're very, very early into the fight, but Happy with what you've seen?
Yeah, happy, but be careful. He just absolutely nailed it, Darren. Got a little bit back from the Belarusian, and he's got to be careful. You've had his record out before. In the past, you know, he's now took the role of journeyman, but he hasn't, you know, he won his first 16 out of 19.
Steve Gray, the referee, A-star referee, brings the two fighters together. And another thing which I'd heard Sean say in recent months was that he feels he's better when he's got a better opponent in front of him. And the more skilled, the more dangerous they are, the better version of Sean ARKWRIGHT we're going to see. And I guess, Lee, that's just what we're going to see as he just goes through his career. It's just you've got to go through the motions, and you know, you fight these journeymen. Sometimes they really come to fight, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're boring, sometimes they're electric.
Certainly, Darren. You know, the Belarusian here, he should have a little move round. You know, he didn't do anything apart from when he sprung into action. As you say, he got hurt and he came back fighting. You know, he showed us what he can do. As he just absolutely nailed it again, ARKWRIGHT is boxing very, very smoothly.
He is, and I really like that lead screw shot which he throws from that southpaw stance, and he's landing it on ATROKHAU, the man from Belarus. But he seems to just be falling short, because what he's doing is he's throwing that screw shot and then overreaching a tiny bit with that straight left hand. But man from Belarus comes back with a couple of shots of his own just to make sure that ARKWRIGHT knows that he's there.
Yeah, caught a nice left hook on the ear, I think. Warmed his ear up a little bit. ARKWRIGHT, you know, he's a little more tentative this round, Darren. He got caught before, and you know, he's come out and he's got, you know, sticking right to the game plan.
Game plan's a good word to bring into our commentary notes here, Lee, because there's lots of fighters who can chuck that game plan away, can't they? And they get caught, and then all of a sudden everything they were meant to do goes out the window. And how much will and how much discipline does a fighter need to be able to keep their head on?
If you want to get to the top, you've got to stick with the game plan. As you say, you know, you can't get too reckless. You get reckless in this game, you end up lying on the floor.
One just slipped through again from the man from Belarus, just ever so slightly grazed the chin of ARKWRIGHT, but nothing to trouble him as he just goes round the outskirts of this ring. Good body movement and head movement, still very relaxed, and still doing what he's done in the previous rounds, which is just keeping that distance, controlling the pace of the fight, popping that jab out, and then every so often we'll see a little flurry of punches, and when he puts them together, they go together nicely.
Yeah, plus he's got good footwork. We all need good feet to get around this ring. Without the footwork, we are nothing.
The man from Belarus, DZMITRY ATROKHAU, he's not throwing bundles, but when he is throwing stuff, it's stuff which can have an effect, isn't it?
Yeah, he's sucking up. He's sucking up, taking punches on the arms and gloves, and he's coming down with little counters here and there, particularly that left hook.
And he certainly knows how to win, because the first 15 or 16 of his fights were all wins, weren't they, Lee?
Yeah. Look at the box rec, yeah, 16 out of 19. Lost a couple, and since then he's been on the road. He's not won.
He's not won since February 2018.
One of the things or many of the things which these away corner fighters are so good at is surviving. They know exactly how to ride the punches. They know every single trick in the book, don't they?
Survivors, they're coming to earn the money every week. They're busy. If you want to fight every week, you've got to have a good guard, good ring craft, good skills.
ARKWRIGHT just switches into the orthodox stance there, and then as I say it, he must have heard me, because he goes back to the southpaw as he looks very chilled and relaxed and looks to hold the centre of the ring and throw that double jab straight back left hand.
Nice little feint. He's put some some good shots together, showing some good skills, and great ring craft.
Arkwright changing direction as he just moves around the outer sides of the ring, and the man from Belarus, DZMITRY ATROKHAU, just staying there covering up, but not bundles coming towards him. And what Sean had said about being over eager, he really has got rid of that. And I mean, there was a moment in the opening round where he got caught with something, and then he looked like he was going to show ATROKHAU who was the boss, and then he's gone straight back to his boxing and gone straight back to being very relaxed and picking his shots very well.
Yeah, certainly, Darren, he's mixing well between head and body, and his repertoire of shots is quite wide. You know, he's mixed up nicely, feinting, moving, slipping, changing direction, creating different angles.
It's a good observation, is that, Lou? One of the things, or one of the many things which Sean Arkwright does very well, is he's always doing something, whether he's moving his head or he's moving his body or he's moving his feet or he's feinting. He's constantly doing something, but he did just get caught there with a left hook from the man from Belarus, and that was just another timely reminder that he has got a live opponent in front of him, and he's got one who will throw shots back at him.
Yep, every now and again the guy from the east catches him just to let him know he's still there. Steve Craig been pretty much redundant. Nice counter again there.
Good, and we've all of a sudden got some action towards the end of this round, but the two become tangled up, and referee Steve Gray, who hasn't had to do much, pulls the fighters apart. I wonder, as a referee, what sort of fight you want to be reffing? What do you think? Because when there's nothing to do, is that great, or what do you think, Lee?
Yeah, well, when there's nothing to do, you know, there's no infringements, they're not holding, and it must be very smooth for you. You know, it's good to watch. As a referee, you've got the best view in the place, and if you don't have to do anything, happy days. It's when you've got to keep stopping them, breaking them, telling them off, infringements, taking points off. It's got to be hard work, you know, and sometimes you have to disqualify them when it comes to infringements.
Yeah, I wonder what goes through the minds of some referees, especially when you've got proper characters in the ring, like Derek Chisora, when he's done some of the things which he's done. But anyway, we're not here to talk about those people. We're here in the Blackpool Winter Gardens in the second contest of the evening. We've got 7 bouts in total. The place is filling up nicely, and as I said in the opening segment of the show, was the first few moments of Bradley Ray's fight, what a fantastic venue this is to box in. Good fast jabs there, Lee.
A wonderful place of nostalgia. Good fast jab by Arkwright, as you said there. Sorry to interrupt you, Darren. He's singling it, doubling it, trebling it up. Looking good. Count for the Belarusian again.
Battle of the jabs at the moment, as the two of them just bounce around the centre of the ring, and 80% of the time it's just who can get their jab off first. But there comes a screw shot and a few taps to the head upstairs from Arkwright, who in his brain will be looking for a particular shot, I'm sure. And that was a heavy shot, even though it landed on the gloves. You could hear that one thud, and the crowd in here inside the Winter Gardens at Blackpool could hear and feel that one as well.
Yeah, he stepped right in. Step right in, that's a little bit of power as you move it forward. Lovely backhand over the top.
Really good. Great backhand that was. It timed that nicely, and when I just said about those taps on the heads and just the battle of the jabs, it's because Well, both of them, but more Arkwright is looking for a shot in particular, and that may well be the shot which he's been practicing and looking to land and going over and over again in sparring. We don't know, but when it gets through from a few feet away, trust me, I bet those ones hurt, because you can hear them and a trucker will feel them.
Yeah, it's got a low jab, a bit Brendan English. Comes from a low angle, difficult to defend. It's not a textbook, you can't textbook defend those sort of jabs. The Belarusian not offering much back now. Right on cue, catching that right.
I was just about to say as well, Lee, that this has been probably the slowest round from DZMITRY ATROKHAU. He's thrown a lot more back in the previous rounds, but he just seems to be kind of tucking up and soaking up the shots as ARKWRIGHT chucks him in.
Yeah, he seems to be, just fitting the role of the journeyman now. He's just doing it up, he's having to move around, he's looking to get his money. He's not trying to throw much back. ARKWRIGHT pretty much having his own way.
Well, a bit of fancy footwork at the end there from ARKWRIGHT, which got a few claps and cheers from the supporters who have followed him here from Liverpool. Like we said, he's a well-supported fighter. And Lee, going back to what we were saying at the start of this bout, and I read a quote out from Sean ARKWRIGHT about being over-eager and wanting to take his opponent's head off. Now, when you mix that in with the crowd which you bring with you, they want to see a bit of that, don't they?
As you commentate on those fights, as soon as it's one punch, and that's it, that's game over.
Yeah, it's all about getting that balance right, of making sure that you're doing enough to win the rounds and, of course, win the fight, but also being entertaining enough and bringing enough action that people are enjoying the entertainment which you're putting on. But here we go, starting this round in the same way that the previous round ended, with the Belarusian DZMITRY ATROKHAU in the centre of the ring and Sean ARKWRIGHT just moving around with that good body movement, popping that jab out.
Yeah, ARKWRIGHT having much his own way, just switching again. ATROKHAU not offering much back now, it's just, ARKWRIGHT looks by far the bigger man, Darren. It's in great shape.
He does. He looks a couple of weight divisions up.
Yeah, I look back over Belarusian's fights. He campaigned at heavyweight.
And that's good work on the ropes from ARKWRIGHT, and he just slipped a straight left hand there from ATROKHAU and then come back with a decent shot of his own, but got caught square on the nose there. I'm starting to see a slight bit of urgency, or a little bit more of a step on the pedal from ARKWRIGHT. And I don't know what was going on there with the Belarusian, but there was a bit of hand gesturing to say, come on, bring it on, I think. I don't know, what did you make of that?
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of nastiness in there now. I think it feels like ARKWRIGHT's having a little go at him, and he's come back well with that.
Once again, ARKWRIGHT keeps a cool head and sticks to his boxing. But he's clearly winning a round, Lee.
Yeah, clearly. Won every round so far on my card. Yours, Darren?
Comfortably winning every single round, and a good 90% of each round as well.
Yes,
there's only very small pockets or very short, brief moments where you could start to score it to the man from Belarus.
But it looks to me as though ATROKHAU he's not come to win. He just resigned himself to be the journeyman. He's just having a little go if he gets hurt to let ARKWRIGHT know he's there. I don't think he's come with any great plan to win, do you?
No, I think he started the fight in a lot faster way, and then every now and again you get this kind of random flurry of punches where he opens up, but ARKWRIGHT has got the skills and he knows what to do in that situation, how to defend himself, get himself just out of space, reset, and then go again. And then ATROKHAU will just be back on that back foot and just soaking up the shots, and then every now and again he'll do exactly the same thing, and it's becoming a bit of a pattern developing here.
Yes, certainly. He's got him 5 rounds up. ARKWRIGHT 5 rounds up into the 6th and final round.
He'll be pleased to, if it goes the distance, to get the 6 rounds in. They'll all be valuable. Each round is a round that him and his team can sit down and watch back and pick up on the things they did well and the things they didn't do well, or the things to improve on. Well, here we go, this one scheduled for 6, and we go into the 6th and final round, where on our scorecards at ringside, ARKWRIGHT well and truly up, as we would expect him to be, in all honesty.
Yeah, he's 24 years of age, he's learning, on the job. It's his 6th professional outing tonight, and he's looking a lot better than against Jake Bray. As you've said before, Darren, yeah, he's picking the shots, boxing very smoothly, he's showing, good skills, good combinations.
One of the other things which he's good at, Lee, what I've noticed is he's good at just getting the correct distance away, and then he'll just throw a shot from a random angle. Like, he just threw a jab from like almost his waist, and it just comes up, and I think that catches ATROKHAU off guard almost every time. But there was a big swing and a miss there.
Yeah,
and the man for Belarus saw that one coming.
When you throw from unorthodox angles, it's not like a textbook. There's not a specific jab, a specific defence to do against it. You just could be on your guard. That was what the Brendan Ingles camp had so much success. All the Naz and Ryan Rhodes, they all threw from funny angles. Very difficult to defend.
Yeah, not textbook stuff, but ATROKHAU did catch ARKWRIGHT there on the way that they come together, and the sweat bounced off of ARKWRIGHT's head and glimmered in the brightness of the light, so we know that he was caught with one. But it hasn't unsettled him. He's back to doing what he's been doing in the 5 previous rounds, nice and relaxed as he just moves round in that southpaw stance, popping that jab out, moving left and right, keeping the man from Belarus thinking.
Yeah, just popping and moving, popping and moving. Nice shots.
That popping and moving, that's just the kind of sort of stuff that you see, isn't it, when they're on the pads in the gym or in the bag. It's just ingrained into fighters, isn't it?
Yeah, they're putting the theory into practice. If you score a point and move, you 1-0 up. Score another point, you're 2-0 up. If you avoid getting it, you're staying in front. He's moving nicely now. He clearly knows he's won the fight. He's going to do nothing stupid. But boxing quite nicely. Good defence too.
Oh, he did get caught there by a lead right hook, and the man from Belarus just slips as he throws a lead hook. It most certainly wasn't a knockdown. I don't know if the crowd felt that from their angle it was, but that is the sound of the final bell, and we're extremely confident, like you will be at home, that ARKWRIGHT will move to 6-0.
Yeah, we've got that 60-54. Good performance, Darren.
A well-disciplined performance. A really, really well-disciplined performance, which, me saying it makes it sound so easy to just stay disciplined and stick to the game plan. And with my job of sitting here watching hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fights, thousands of fights, you see people lose their cool and go a different direction, and you see the corners getting the right ump, which is understandable. But Arkwright's, I'm pretty sure he's done exactly what his team expected him to do, and that will pay off.
Totally agree. Couldn't have put it any better myself, Darren. Absolutely nailed it.
Yeah.
A great report for Boxing News.
Well, let's get the official decision from our MC, Mr. Steve Reed.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.